As we say, welcome and hello to the virtual Charlotte Motor Speedway here for season number 11 of the iSNF Cup Series, race 18 here, and obviously here in the chase here for the iSNF Cup Series. Hello, my name is Christian Delgado, your lead producer and commentator for tonight's race, here for the Cola 300. Um, wink, wink, here from Charlotte Motor Speedway. Obviously, a lot to get to into tonight's race, and obviously something I want to bring up here, kind of a something we have to bring up. It's our first race back from you know the virtual Coke 600, and something I want to bring up. Obviously, we lost Kyle Busch this not this last Thursday, but the Thursday before, right before the running of the Coke 600, and wanted to give a brief thought on this here for the iSNF audience and the iSNF Cup Series. Obviously, we were off this Memorial Day weekend, celebrating Memorial Day. Obviously, I know Rhea for Rhea, our league owner, Memorial Day is a big weekend for her. She's a big supporter of our armed forces and just, what Memorial Day means and supports and stuff. So we were off for Memorial Day, but we want to give you know, uh, a huge apology for all of Rowdy Nation, all of the Bush family, Samantha, Brexton, Lennox, Kurt, Kyle's parents, Samantha's parents, anybody who is close to that organization, everybody at RCR, um, Joe Gibbs Racing, Hendrick Motorsports, everybody who worked for KBM, everybody over at the Spire camp as well, because I know, Spire kind of resolved KBM. So uh, it's been a hard last couple of weeks, at least for me. Just trying to wrap up my head around this, but just thinking about Kyle and what he did for the sport. But we're gonna take a little bit of moment of silence here before we get ready to go and get ready to, start giving info here for this Cola 300. We're just gonna take a little bit moment of silence, let the engines roar for a minute or two, and just give this over to Kyle. As we come back trackside here to the virtual Charlotte Motor Speedway, some things to get into. Obviously, we're in the chase here, so big thing we have to talk about tonight is points coming into week 18 for the Cola 300. We look at Thomas Flynn, top of the charts here in points, and he's starting to snake away a little bit to the guys behind. Look at Justin Johnson, almost 50 points behind, back there in P2. Chris Otto back there in P3. Launchlager, he's worked his way up to P4, but we don't see him on the track tonight, so he'll be losing out on a bunch of points tonight. Cody Meadows back to P5. Mark Gonzalez, your top 6. Charles Roberson, Joseph Maines, Will Austin, Jeff Weimer, Nicholas Steptoe, Jason Steptoe, Nicholas Johnson, Steven Sear, Parker Strander, Gabe Ledger, Rhea Ferris round out to your last chase drivers, and you see everybody else back out there not eligible to win the championship here in season 18. In season 11, my apologies. Now we'll go trackside to see some of your notables to look at here coming into tonight's race as we look at some drivers who are out on track. Some of your fastest drivers in practice right now. In the number 22, it's Justin Johnson. Currently P4 in that Team Penske Ford. him go around there in that patriotic number 22 machine. Some other things to talk about here. We were supposed to broadcast a full length Coke 600 tonight here on HVTV, but due to some scheduling conflicts with the drivers, we're going to lose a significant amount of drivers if we ran a full length 600. So we brought it down to 200 laps. So we'll be running 300 miles instead of 6. And that made it a lot more doable for drivers to come in and race tonight here from Charlotte. So that has changed the way some of these things would go. So instead of stages every 100 laps here, we are doing stages every 50 laps here. So we'll get a stage at lap 25, lap 50, and lap 100. I believe it's the, 50, 100, and 150. And when the stages will be tonight. So every 50 laps, we'll slow these cars back down to a row for the stages tonight's race. Whole extra set of tires for these drivers tonight. Not including the ones they have on. One faster pair as well for these drivers, as it is technically a crown jewel race. Obviously, we had to cut the distance in half for tonight's race here on May 30th. But technically, it is still a crown jewel, so drivers do get the option to have a faster pair to use throughout the race. Granted, even though it's not a full-length race, it's still one of our longest races of the season. So that'll be interesting to see. We have a lot of subs tonight here coming into the Charlotte. Joey Berge in for Steven Sear in the number 5 machine. Brian Treadwell in for Jimmy Johnson in the 10 calling machine. Matt Metler in for Eric Jorgensen in the 16. Thought I saw Eric in the 16. I swore I saw a 16 machine out on track early in this practice. Yeah, Matt Medler. Yeah, he is in for Wyatt Roberts. I mean, he is in for Eric Jorgensen. We just saw Wyatt Roberts on our screen here as we see him run some laps here in the last couple minutes of practice. Justin Barkley in for 20 of Nicholas Road. But glad to see Justin back on track. And obviously, we're looking at him right now. Wyatt Roberts in for Rhea Ferris. Is Rhea still trying to adjust to her new job? And internet is spotty at best there. Christopher Walker in the 23 for Jason Steptoe. Chris Schatzman will be covering the 33 entry here for RCR for the remainder of the season. I wasn't given information, but I do still see the 8 machine out on track, or at least I've set some laps. I'm not sure if we're gonna retire the 8 like we did, like they're doing in the Real Life Cup Series. If we're gonna continue to run that, 8 machine here in the iSNF Cup Series, I think it could get retired, obviously for Kyle's sake. But at least it will be running here in the Coke 600. And the same usual Gabe Ledger will be piloting Kyle Busch's number 8 machine. Larry Fairman is in for the 38 of Chris Van Mastricht. Peyton Johnson in for Blake Collett in the 45. Isaac Johnson filling in the 77 for Craig Lockslaughter. We talked about that earlier this broadcast. See White Roberts taking some laps here. Currently P14 in practice. Thomas Flynn, P2. Points leader coming into week 18. So a very good chase for Thomas Flynn. Only a few more races to go here. Season 11. He can just continue to put together, top 5. So he's going to be in a good spot here. Don't do that. Well, actually, his car looks pretty clean. You can do that, honestly. So you see the time ticking down here in practice. We take down under 10 seconds left And we'll get ready to get into qualifying here from Charlotte. I think track position is going to mean a lot here. I've ran 2 Coke 600s this last week. Obviously, we're technically a week behind now, as actually I believe Cup practice is on right now at the Nashville Super Speedway. I saw it was raining in Nashville, so I don't know if practice is being postponed or if it got canceled. But I did take a peek and I did see that it was raining. Obviously, our good friend John Ramos lives in the Nashville area, so I noticed that it was raining over there. So I'm unsure if practice is still going on over there, but we are a week behind here as we still are at Charlotte for our virtual Colas 300. So we do have some drivers out on track. So let's go ahead and grab some drivers and see what we can do here. Cody Meadows out on track. The 12 machine. So they have 5 minutes to set 2. I'm unsure if it's 2 or 4 laps. I've seen both. Just have to see, I guess. Cody Meadows in his body armor Flash IV machine. Down the backstretch, I believe this will start his first time lap. I talked to Cody a little bit. He actually he goes top of the board there, 29.5. So see if he can hold on to that. Usually for these next gens at the mile and a halves, first lap is usually the quickest. So not the most top end speed there on that lap though. So interesting to see that. Oh, Cody up at the outside wall. Charles Roberson top of the board now. John Hopley will go back to Thomas here. See if our rotating ticker will show us. Yeah, there you go. Takes quite a few drivers for some odd reason for our schooling ticket to work at qualifying. But Thomas Flynn currently P5 with the 29.64. Y Roberts P6. Chris Otto out on track. Oh, up into the outside wall for the 9 machine. That's going to validate his lap time. Mark Gonzalez out on track. This is what I was talking about earlier, the going ticker being difficult. Here comes Mark to set his first time lap. Mark's had a good season, just has had some bad luck go his way this season. I don't think he's close enough. Even if he had like I mean, he'd probably have to win every race to even get himself within striking distance of Thomas Flynn going into the championship. But obviously, I believe this dude could do it if he puts the pieces together. So Mark Gonzalez across the line. P1. 29.47. That's what I was talking about. He knows how to get it done here in the Cup Series. Thomas Flint, Justin Johnson. Saw him in practice. He goes P4. 29.52. Just above his Penske teammate, Cody Meadows. Shane Johnson in the 45. Out on track, we'll see. I think he should be able to get a lap time done in time here as he comes around 3 and 4. He goes. Oh, maybe not. That was his out lap, actually, so I don't think he'll have enough time to complete a lap there, as he won't. So it's going to be Mark Gonzalez, Charles Roberson, your top two here after qualifying. We'll wait on these drivers getting their virtual machines. Obviously, driver's meeting going on right now. See if we can tap in and tune in to see what's going on. Still waiting on the session to transfer over here. Still waiting on.
All right, everybody. Welcome to Charlotte. Not going to be the full distance race like it usually is. We're going to do 200 laps around here. We will have 3 stage breaks, 50, 100, and 150. I believe we are actually given a fast repair today. Let me double check that. Yes, we are. Fuel is at 100%. Tires is at 6. All our normal rules, I mean, leader choose inside or outside, and 3 green, white checkers. No changing lanes on the restart, no jump on the start. Let's just have a good, clean race and have some fun.
Heard from the man himself, Chris Otto, our lead admin for tonight's race, is obviously Rhea Ferris not here as she's trying to readjust to her new job there in Alaska. So we wish her good luck on that. But let's go ahead and take a look at our starting lineup going into tonight's race. Mark Gonzalez, Charles Roberson, row 1. Row 2 will consist of Will Austin, Justin Johnson. P5 and P6 go to Cody Meadows, Gabe Ledger, Joey Maines, Thomas Flynn, your top 8, and your top 10 going to Wyatt Roberts, Jeff Weimer. And the 60 machine, Justin Barkley, Rodney Roberts running out your top 12. And further back, Parker Strandman, Isaac Wilson, Larry Fairman, Chris Otto, Justin, John Hopley, Eugene Thorne, Scott Trusty, Mike Iskin running out your top 20. Everybody else further on back did not set a qualifying time. Joey Berge, Alyssa Sharp, Timothy Cook in a 19, Terrence Preston. That 88 will be 24th. You see back here, all the way back here, 25th, Chris Stratman, Don Blazier, Shane Johnson, Matt Metler, Brian Treadwell, Bob Wyckoff. Round out tonight's field here from Charlotte. Taking a look at your race weather before we go green here for 300 miles here. 78 degree air temp to 82 degree track temp, partly cloudy. With 5 to 4, around 5 mile an hour wind gust here. Gonna be interesting to see what can happen here. You'll see the lights off on the pace car. It's gonna be a Ford Toyota front row. It's gonna be Mark Gonzalez, Charles Roberson in the restart zone, and get ready to be green here for week 18. We saw someone loose to the back there, but we'll keep a green here from Charlotte. Mark Gonzalez to the point here early. He'll pull out. It'll be about for the P3 position. Will Austin. Cody Meadows at the 12. Try to drive it in there to the bottom. Little bump to the back of the 3. You know, Cody's Meadows probably not in the championship fight anymore, but still going to be hungry to go get a win here. No, but everybody's racing to lap 50. And you heard 100% fuel, which means we could easily make it on fuel to get to that lap 50 mark. You know, we can go almost 70 laps here on fuel, so fuel is not going to be an issue for the whole race, but it's going to be, you know, these Team Penske Fords versus the world it looks like right now, because you have Mark Gonzalez back here, up here leading the field, and you have a Penske teammate, and Cody Meadows back there, P4. P5 goes to Justin L. Johnson. And you see Wyatt Roberts also in the top 10, sitting P9, trying to use that top side to make up some time here early here in stage 1. Look how much time he's gaining up here on this top side. Wyatt Roberts trying to be aggressive, get some spots made up here early using this top side. See the 22 bumper put to the back of them by the 48 of Joey Mays, but here comes, you know what, an Alliance teammate here. He's going to arrow push him out in front here. Now it's those two Team Penske Fords working with each other. See the 21 pinching down the 48 here. Going to get clear here sooner or later on exit. Justin will go up there, give him the clean air, give him the draft. Look at that, Wyatt, and now Wyatt Roberts up inside the top, almost inside the top 5 now. Cody Meadows up to the top side. Contact with the 3, Will Austin. Not quite clear quite yet. I think we'll actually just let him have it there. So now 2 of the top 3, Team Penske Fords. Charles Roberson going to have to try to hold on here. Cody Meadows wants to get back up there. Right now it's Mark Gonzalez up to the lead here. We approach lap 10. You see Cody a little tight there on entry. Had to back out of it. Got side by side with the 11 of Roberson and just really drove it in too deep. Now we're going to be side by side further on back with the 3 again. Will Austin actually the guy on the top now. Now Cody's got to be careful here. Now Cody jumps back to P4. And Charles has been pretty content right now, running back here in P2. He's that leader out in front there, but I think he's saving his equipment right now. Now, Charles is a very seasoned vet, 18 wins, I believe the most amount of wins here for any iSNF Cup Series driver, and also a seasoned champion, right? He knows what to do in these longer style races to keep his car up front. That's exactly what he's doing right now, being patient, waiting on the car to come to him. About further on back to 24, Thomas Flynn. Tried to make a move on the 7 of Rodney Roberts. Couldn't make it work. Cody Meadows up here. Trying to get around the 3 again. Tried to make a move on the 11. Charles Roberson closed the door here. I think Cody likes this higher side here. He likes the top. You know, Cody's a dirt guy also on the sim. So it makes sense that he'd want to get up there, run the top, run the, you know, kind of run the seam up there. Get a good momentum off. He's going to get around the 3. Not going to look around the 11 here. 3 and 4. Charles should have it cut off here. Oh, the 2 loose through the grass. Mark Gonzalez loose off of turn 4. Has to catch it through the AstroTurf. He's going to lose him quite a bit of time there. And everybody else on back going to try to reel him back in. Charles can't really capitalize as much because he's got, you know, another Penske Ford putting pressure on him in the 3 and 4 contact with the 11. Every time I've seen Cody run this is, oh, Mark Gonzalez. Oh, he's blinking a little bit. I thought he might have DC'd or something. Cody, every time he's in this bottom, cannot make it work. You just see him and just plowing through the entry, plowing through center. And every time he tries to run the bottom, he loses a spot. We got 200 laps tonight. He's gonna have to figure out how to run that bottom side if he wants to be successful in tonight's campaign here for the Cola 300. He looks really good on the top, but he has to know how to run both lines, right? Okay, Wyatt Roberts, you know, he's used both lines here. He's now using the top. Gonna try to get around, you know, that 12 machine there. That Penske number 12 under attack once again here. You know, I ran with Wyatt in the iRacing official Coke 600, or the World 600 is what they call it. Oh, Charles now loose off the bottom. That's going to lose him a bunch of time. Everybody's going to try to have to navigate around these guys. They're 3 wide for their own back. Justin Johnson, middle 3. Everybody trying to be cordial right now, backing out, giving everybody space. Only lap 15. Wow. Cody Meadows. Once again in another pickle here. It's a 7 of now Rodney Roberts up on the top side. The Wyatt Roberts, after all that, up to the P3 position. Will Lawson is taking the race lead away. Because we've already caught the back end of the lap traffic here. Larry Fairman in the 38. Trying to stay on the lead lap here. See Bob Wyckoff in the 41 up there as well. I'm in an inopportune spot. And these guys need to get out of the way here. Yeah, really bad spot for the 7 and Rodney Roberts to catch that machine and allow Mark Gonzalez to get back side by side with the 7 for P3. Rodney Roberts up 9 spots here to that P3 position. Wyatt Roberts right there as well, up 7, right? But Will Lawson has his clean air. This is very, very dangerous for the rest of the field here. When we see Will with the clean air, it's really hard for anybody to get back to him, especially with almost a second gap back to P2 now. You know, Will is probably one of the most dangerous drivers we have in the field when he gets this clean air. He just seems to save tires way better than the rest of the field when he's got the clean air, when he doesn't have anybody to buy the battle. Got around it too. Of Gonzalez here. And Mark actually trying to drop through the field here. Maybe push a little bit too hard in these first 20 laps. Now the tire was starting to come about here. Mark's starting to drop through the field. Really all the Team Penske Fords that we saw up towards the front starting to drop. You know, Cody Meadows up here in P4 trying to hold on to the track position he had. And even Wyatt Roberts, you know, getting some pressure from the 7 of Rodney Roberts. I don't believe these guys have any relation. Now Rodney takes over the P2 position. Now, the Alabama native has shown a lot of speed throughout the whole season. Just hasn't been able to put good consistent runs together, but we know he has the pace to be up here and be competitive if he wants to be. Cody Meadows actually takes over the P3 position over that Penske-aligned teammate of Wyatt. Maybe Wyatt's also used up his stuff a little bit here, getting to the front. Remember, he was kind of one of the first guys to jump up to the top side, make up a bunch of spots here. Maybe you're starting to see that top lane start to show its burdens here early. Now here comes Justin Barkley in the 20 machine, moving his way up into 4th. And on board with the 20 of Justin Barkley here. See him drive up to the field. And I love to see everybody there right now. Everybody's just trying to search around for grip here. You see Cody Meadows on the bottom, up into the outside wall actually. You see the 2 leaders in front kind of running this higher side here. So you see Cody Meadows, a little bit of an arrow block on the 20. They run the middle now. They're going to jump up here in front of the 20 when he goes bottom. The battle for the P3 position. Now here comes Chris Otto into the mix. Gonna look middle 3 here in the 1 and 2. Backside of it here. It's the 12 still fighting hard on the top. Barkley trying to take the spot away, but I think Cody's best spot is the top. Push to the top will burn your stuff up. Now I feel like the bottom is a little bit better in 3 and 4 versus the top. And that bottom's going to continue to be better in 3 and 4 as the track cools down here throughout the race. Man, Cody Meadows all the way walking that thing up the track. Trying to keep the spot, but he's actually going to lose 2 spots because of this. Here comes Chris Otto, the move for P3. You know, Cody's going to be hard. He's going to be a hard guy to pass, right? Cody always will be, but he's not. He doesn't try to be, you know, aggressive and dirty about it. We did see him make contact with the 11, the Roberson earlier, but that's because I felt like he just drove it in too deep in the corner and just walked up the track, made contact. I think that's an issue that Cody has sometimes. Is he'll, you know, drive it in, trying to keep side by side, and you know, if you overdrive the corner, you got to go somewhere, right? So. There goes the 9. Now some of the Penske Fords starting to fall here. Meadows down to P5. Wyatt Roberts down to P6. Now Wyatt, granted, I think maybe Wyatt backed it down a little bit. Trying to save his equipment here. You know, this is something that Wyatt's always been good at, is saving equipment, keeping the tires underneath him, right? Wyatt underneath the number 12 machine now. Who I talked about here. You need to be versatile. Be able to run whatever line you need to. I think Cody Meadows might have cut him a break there, but we'll see him fighting hard on the top side. We approach 20 to go here in stage 1. Wyatt back up inside the top 5, but Will Austin further up here. Continue the gap to field here. Alyssa Sharp going a lap down here. That's not really her. You know, I expected her to be up inside at least the top 15. I know she just came in and kind of fresh out of another race here. Then you only have time to practice, but still. I didn't expect her to be going a lap down here early and as early in this race as she is. Luckily for her, the next person up the road is about 7 seconds, which is Shane Johnson in the 45. So Alyssa could just hold on here, I think. she should be the lucky dog here. So going back to Lawson. I mean, he's gapped Rodney here by a good almost second and a half here. Granted, Alyssa's not really pulling over here. She's going to the top, but I think that's where Rodney wants to be, on this top side to try to run down the third machine here. Chris Otto back here in P3. And Wyatt Roberts starting to put the pressure on here. I thought that maybe he backed it off here when he got the track position. Now you're starting to see him drive back through the field here side by side with the 20 of Justin Barkley. Not quite clear quite yet. Justin's going to fight hard on the top. As you see, almost 3 wide in the back. Justin Johnson going to drive his way through the field here late in this stage. Thomas Flynn driving his way up through the field as well. Justin, I feel like, needs to pace himself off this 24 if he wants to continue to... I mean, the only way that you're going to get around, and this is one of the best races to do it, is a nickel and dime that 24 to death with points here. If you can, you know, see if you can hold on to maybe 1 or 2 more spots here versus that 24. Continue to build up just a couple more stage points per race here. You can maybe dig that in, maybe 10 more points in the stages, and maybe you can outfinish that 24. That's how you're going to continue to try to keep, you know, the pressure on that 24 of Thomas Flynn for this championship. 24 gets around the 12 of Cody Meadows, though, no problem. There'll only be 1 spot behind 22 as we approach 15 to go at stage 1. All right, Roberts starting to catch back up to the 9. Chris Otto. See him side by side with Alyssa Sharp. I'm gonna look at here, trying to see. Oh man, I think Shane got lapped as well. That's not what Alyssa wanted to see there. She will not be the lucky dog now, as the 3 has gotten around to 45 as well. Mark Gonzalez is next on a chopping block. You're back at 24th. What happened to the 2 machine here? I don't really see any damage. There's something went awry with that 2 machine we missed. Further on up. By Roberts. Has tracked down the 9. Chris Otto. He's got 10 laps. Got to get around the 9 here. He's 21 trying to move around the track, trying to find that clean air for his Ford to try to make a run here at the 9. Otto needs the points. You know, at the end of the day, Wyatt filling in for the 21, which is a playoff car. Rhea Ferris, right? Rhea Ferris, but not racing for a championship. I mean, the car points definitely matter. I'd love to see where maybe the owner's points are for this 21 machine. That's why it's been really quick since he's jumped into this 21. Elijah looking to the bottom here. But to see the track turn tonight, we're in that weird awkward stage though, that awkward point in the race where the track lights aren't on. The track is getting darker. Here comes the 21. Around the 9, he moves himself up into P3, but look at that, 5 seconds back. The race leader, Will Lawson. Will Lawson has been a rocket this first stage here. Got the track position, got the clean air, and he has just continued to pull away from the rest of the field. Mark is in contention of going a lap down here. That's not something I would think I'd have to say here. He's within the same straightaway of this 3 machine. Another familiar battle on track, the 12 and the 11. Going at it once again. Charles Roberson trying to make the move on Cody Meadows. To make the spot up, Cody Meadows back down to P9. Talking about points. Oh, Thomas Flynn actually going to get around to 20, potentially. Barkley. About to say that 22 got around the 20, put a buffer in between, but now here comes Thomas around the 20 now. On a 22, catching the 9 though pretty quickly. I feel like this is a top priority for this 22 to try to get around the 9 Novato. That's 2 points, right? I don't know if Thomas is going to have enough time to get back up here to Chris. If Justin can get this pass done in a timely manner. Low cars. Like these guys are going to be pitting. I'm going to flip the stage here. Here comes the 22. Outside of Chris Otto now. You'll see these two go side by side through 1 and 2. Caution! Now we'll end your stage early here on lap 47. Like maybe Scott Trusty had an issue here. Oh man, a huge wreck here. Just further back. The pack. Got Trusty, got loose. Came down, grabbed the 40 of the Joey Mains, and then the 33. Nowhere to go. And oh man, the 19. The 51 just kind of just drifted back down the track. We'll go take another look at this. The 19 just kind of got spooked. Yeah, if you're the 51, you got to hold the brakes right there. You just got another car caught up in that. Because you just kind of let it roll down the track. You see him making contact with Joey Mains. We'll see if from a different angle, maybe this was on Joey. Go to the chopper cam here. Looking at the 51. No. I was just 51 getting loose on his own. I don't know. It looked like kind of that contact with the 48 kind of looked a little bit deliberate. So, see him just go in there and just make, hit the 48 pretty hard there. Damage both their cars there on the front ends. So, unsure. But regardless, drivers down pit road now. As Will Austin will win stage 1. Will win the race off pit road. Rodney Roberts P2. Wyatt Roberts P3. Justin Johnson, Thomas Flynn, Chris Otto, Justin Barkley. See if I can mic up Will Austin here. I don't see him in the Discord server, so I do not see him in a voice chat that we can grab him in, unfortunately. So you don't see the second place driver Rodney Roberts either. Cannot talk to your top 2 finishers tonight. Stage 1. Some guys gonna take the wave around here. 41. Bob Wyckoff. John Hopley taking the wave as well. Shane Johnson. Alyssa Sharp taking the wave. I think. No. Gonna get passed by a plethora of cars. So she's still in 21st, a lap down. So I guess this will work out that we will start stage 2 on lap 50 on the dot. I mean, on lap 51. So we will have technically a 49 lap run to stage 2 if we go green this whole way. And fuel is not going to be an issue for these drivers, so. The pace car going to go back in here. Be Will Austin, Rodney Roberts, 2 Chevys. Into the Echo Park Automotive Restart Zone. And back green here. Will Austin back to the point here on the top side. Justin Johnson, a good restart on the top as well. We'll get cleared for P2. That'll be another Penske Ford inside that top 3. Rodney Roberts back to P3. P4 goes to Chris Otto. And Wyatt, not the best start there on that bottom side. He drops all the way back to P5. Now, if Wyatt can do what he did, that last run, keep a hold of these tires, he'll have a good shot. I get another good stage finish with that 21 machine. Justin Johnson, he's got a good shot, potentially getting a stage win here. This is exactly what he needs to do. He's got the 24 trapped back there in 7th. You're this 22, you got to be aggressive. Potentially take that race lead away from that 3 machine. Take the clean air away from Will Austin, right? That's the only equalizer I see with how much he gapped the whole field that first stage. If I'm this 22, I'm going to be aggressive. If I have to use a little bit of tire up to get around, maybe. On the contrary, if I'm Thomas Flynn back here, I'm going to be a little bit more patient. This is where I might try to tire save, right? Obviously, you got a swarm of cars around you, but if you could tire save a little bit, you will make the spots back up, right? Really, if you're outside the top 5, I'm going to probably back off a little bit, save a little bit of tire. Try to figure it out, like at Cody Meadows right now. If I'm the 12 machine, I'm gonna sit back here. Maybe figure out how to run this bottom side a little bit better. He struggled really badly. Stage 1, anytime he was forced to go on the bottom. And lost some time because of it. He's really good on the top. We've seen this at a lot of tracks here. For the 12s, oh, wrecking! That's the 20. Justin Barkley around. Caution will not wave. We'll take a look and see what happened here with the 20 machine. Hooked by the 24. You don't see that out of the 24 Flynn a lot. Doing something like that to a driver. Justin was up against the wall basically. Got turned around there. I don't know. Maybe the 24 got tied off exit or something, but Justin will drop out all the way back to P20 after running inside the top 10 there. Dang. Further back up. Good battle for the P6 position. The 11 going to look underneath the 12 of Cody Meadows. These guys have been all over each other all race. Charles can't make the pass work quite yet. Throw the 11 loose. Really loose off of 4. Oh, he's going to get tagged by the 77. Up into the outside wall. Caution will wave. Isaac Wilson and the 11 of Charles Roberson get together there. Remember, Isaac filling in for Craig here in that Spire machine. And on board. 77. See Charles loose. And then Isaac just hits the wall. I don't know, maybe he panicked. Being the 11 upset there. Pancakes outside wall, kind of yanks it off. Gets into the right rear quarter panel. Moves that 11 around. Quite a bit of damage to the 11 of Roberson here. Depending on how much damage there is, you might see this 11 take that pasty right now here on lap 61. See a lot of damage to the left front there. Further on up. Justin Johnson took the lead away from the 3 of Will Austin. We missed that. But this is exactly what I said. Oh, man, but Justin's going to come down Perry Road. Nobody's going to go with him. Wow. Now the track lights come back on. I'll have to talk to the 20 now. See the 2 of Mark Gonzalez. He struggled. Full race here. He led some laps and then just fell to the back. I don't know what happened, but. Talk to Justin here in the 22. Hey, Justin, it's Christian up here in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, I think you expected a little bit more drivers to come down pit road with you, but you're going to be back here. It looks like P11. I mean, what's the strategy now? Everybody that you assume might come down with you on older tires in front.
Yeah, I mean, we were racing hard in the first stage and the beginning of that second stage, and I just felt like, based on what I've seen, that I think we're gonna go green for the rest of the stage. And I didn't think Will was gonna come down with me, but I thought I'd get at least a couple folks down with me. Definitely didn't expect to lose 10 spots, but hopefully, it won't be too hard to pass all these guys that we can get back up to the front.
You're obviously starting back there in P11, not a ton of cars to get around. I mean, do you think these tires are going to be, I mean, how's the tire wear been? Do you think that these freshies are going to be kind of a cheat code to get back up towards the front?
I think so. I think so. We're all our tires are about going to be the same temperature going green here. But I do think once they heat up that it should be easier to pass some of these guys on older tires. Hopefully we can just stay green, but we'll see.
It'll be interesting to see how this second stage ends, but getting ready to go back green. We wish you good luck and appreciate your time up here in the booth.
Yes, thank you.
So yeah, that 22 machine will start. It looks like around P11, P12. Yeah, P11 for Justin Johnson. He'll be the first car on fresh tires here. Gonna be very interesting to see what Justin can do here on this restart. So that kind of shakes up the front of the field here a little bit. So it's gonna be two Chevys leading us to green. The 3 of Will Austin, who's led the majority of the laps tonight here in the Cola 300, and you'll see the 9 Chris Otto up 14 spots there. He'll be P2. See the 3 he picked the top, and it'll be Rodney Roberts, Wyatt Roberts that top 4. Thomas Flynn, Cody Meadows running out your top 6. The lights are off on the pace car. You're ready to be going green here. You'll see it take that hard left turn down pit road. Once again, it'll be the 3 of Will Austin. Back into the restart zone. Back green here. So hopefully finish off stage 2. Cautions will wave early. Cody Meadows spins the tires on the restart. Takes the 24 with them. And a huge pile up here on the front stretch. Take a look and see what happened to Cody. I think we saw clear as day, but I think that second look at it on the tires. Was that Mike? Yeah, good job for Mike. Lock it down there. Like he might have. Oh yeah, you got hit pretty bad in the back. As everybody piled in there, but good job for him to not just drive through the wreck there. Interested to see if we can get a rear chase, maybe far chase. He's got a dimple on the back end there, but that should buff out there when he comes down pit road. But man, tough break for Cody. Tough break for all those guys involved here. If I'm Mike, I'm gonna come down pit road here. Take the damage. Same thing with Cody. He's got some rear end damage at the very least. Yeah, I feel bad for the California native here. Nowhere to go. He's not going to come down pit road. He's going to stick it out here. Cody Meadows will bring it down. Mark Gonzalez technically caught up in there. I'm interested to see, does he have any rear end damage here from the back? No. I mean, a little bit of left rear, but not too bad there for Mark. Long race for him to get that race turned back around, but you look back at Justin here. Wanted it to go green. Luckily for him, I mean, we wrecked on a restart, so we can keep it green the rest of the way. Not only did he gain track position, but, still have a good 35 We'll probably be going to green with, what, 32 to go? So and he is the first guy that has those freshies. Justin Barkley also behind him with fresh tires. Matt Metler inside the top 10, filling in for Eric Jorgensen in that College 16. Good start of the race for Matt. Obviously still having those connection issues. And look at this, Alyssa Sharp. She went a lap down in stage 1, up inside the top 10 now with fresh tires. So she's got a good shot at maybe making up a couple more spots here in this stage 2. Looks like Alyssa might have figured out what was going on with her car and started to point this ship in the right direction here. She's up inside the top 10. But the Will Austin show continues here. He will lead us back to green, and he has been borderline dominant tonight here from Charlotte. He's been really fast here at these mile-and-a-half tracks. Remember, he won at Homestead earlier this year, I believe. He's won a couple more times this season. So, you know, these mile-and-a-half tracks just really fit Will Austin's wheelhouse. It's going to be interesting to see, can anybody hold off this 3 machine? Or is he going to come here and take the show here? Take the whole cake for himself here from Charlotte. Won stage 1. Now leading here about halfway through stage 2. Just like that. We'll hand the race back over to the 3. Back into the Echo Park Automotive Restart Zone. Will Austin back to green here from Charlotte. Huge checkup on that top side. That'll allow Wyatt Roberts to get up to P3. Justin Johnson up inside the top 6 here. But he's got 2 slower cars side by side up ahead of him. He's looking potentially middle 3 on the 33 machine. 33 up into the outside wall. Getting bottled up actually let Justin Barkley around him. Oh man, everybody up at the outside wall though, out of turn 2. Foul for the lead here is heating up. Chris Otto all over the back end. Will Austin. Run this top side. Going to try to get a good run down the backstretch. Up into the outside wall, though. Not what you want to see for the 9. And allow Wyatt Roberts to slowly close in here on this battle. Caution. Looks like Don Blazier potentially had an incident here. Oh man, contact with the 42 and that 51. He'll go around here on the back straight. Take a different look at this. Kind of got the bumper put to him by the 42 of Parker, and just kind of drifted up the track there. Just incidental contact with the 51, and he just kind of lost it there. Trying to keep it off everybody. Spins it out here. Bob Wyckoff barely avoids this. Mark Gonzalez gets through. See the rest of the drivers here getting around here after he spins it down the track there. So caution will wave once again. You know, Justin, you talked about wanting to have it go caution free to let these tires go out. Maybe he kind of jinxed himself here, right? Because now this is the stage that we've had nothing but cautions. Right now, Justin with a decent spot here. P6. Look back to Thomas Flynn, P12 right now with the older tires. So he's probably going to continue to tumble down the running order here and potentially not going to get stage points. So Justin, I would say, needs to be aggressive here. He's got some guys up here with older tires. Like, he'll be starting right next to Jeff Weimer here on this restart with the older tires. Justin needs to be a little bit aggressive to make up some spots here. Continue to push the gap further here in stage 2. You know, finished, I believe, a spot better in stage 1. And he's going to finish a couple spots better at the very least. Better than the 24 here in stage 2. That's going to, once again, if Justin wants to have any shot, he's got a nickel and dime this 24, especially here at Charlotte, where we get 3 stages, 3 opportunities for points outside of the finish. Well, Austin will continue to lead us here. As you'll see the lights on the pace car get ready to go off. Everybody get double file once again, which means we'll be getting ready to go green this time by. We'll be going green to start at lap 74. Once again, Will picks the top side. Been a lot of success with him picking the top here versus the bottom. And I think he likes the top right now on these restarts. I feel like it's more difficult as a second place driver to kind of time the restart here on the bottom than it is the top. Because on the bottom, if you're second on the top, you can maybe pinch the 3 down, maybe make a little contact to kind of like keep them pinched down and keep that speed down, right? If you time it right. On the top, if you're leading on the top, right, you can't really do that if you're the 9, right? Because if you try to like make contact, you're most likely going to spin out the leader there, and you don't want to do that, right? So one more time in stage 2. See the space car get ready to take a hard left turn back down the pit road. And we'll hand this race back over to the 3 Will Austin. We'll have a Chevy front row with the 3 and the 9. RCR Hendrick Motorsports on the front row. We'll have a Toyota Ford running out that fast 4. Back inside the restart zone. Back to Will Austin. Back to green. Here to start lap number 74. Good jump by the 3 there to get away from the field once again. Chris Otto clears for P2. It'll be a battle for P3. Wyatt Roberts, Justin Barkley, side by side through 3 and 4. Going to try to battle it out for P3. Here comes Justin Johnson with those fresh Goodyear tires up inside the top 5. You cannot play around here. You're the 22. You got to get as many points you can here in stage 1. Oh, that's 24 up into the outside wall. Thomas Flynn, huge mistake. I'm an outside wall, and we're wrecking in the front, towards the front of the field. Gabe Ledger around. You see the 16, a Matt Metler around. See what happened here. 3 wide out of turn 4. 16 hooks to 8 up the track. Grabs both RCR machines there. Yeah, 3 wide could be scary out of the quarter there in 4. I think Matt was just trying to give as much room as he could the car on his outside, and unfortunately, contact with the two drivers on the bottom there. And around goes all three of them. Caution will win once again here in stage 2. Since we can't dial up your race leader, let's go ahead and talk to Chris Otto in the 9 machine. Chris, it's Otto. It's Christian up here in the HVT booth. Got a copy.
Yes, sir. How's it going?
Pretty good for myself, but you running P2. Obviously, Will has been pretty quick this race here in this first half of the race here, but running P2 behind, that RCR number 3 machine. How's the car feeling? And is there anything you kind of do to get back to Will in this 3 machine?
Yeah, I don't know. He's really good. He's doing a really good job. I don't know that there's anything more that I can do. My brake pedal is not to my liking. It's way stiffer than I normally have it. I could not get it fixed before the race started, so I'm having to fight that, and I'm way too inconsistent on corner entry, and that's part of my problem. But I'm still fast regardless. I think, over the course of a long run, I'm just going to burn my stuff up because I think I enter the corner a little harder than I want to most of the time.
Well, obviously, it's been kind of chaotic here, the second stage. Is there a change of pace, you think, in the racing now? Obviously, we've seen it go from day now to night here in stage 2. Do you think that there's maybe been a different change of pace here with the cautions here in stage 2?
Yeah, I think not only the track is going to get faster with there no sunlight hitting the track, but just the aggression, I think, from the start of the race even to now is just through the roof. And I don't quite understand why. I was a little aggressive, but in these cars, you just cannot let your runs die. And yeah, it's pretty aggressive. I thought it was a little bit too aggressive here in this stage. I was kind of surprised with this third caution here now, but we'll get it sorted out eventually, and we'll get some green flag racing going.
That's going to be interesting to see what you guys can do to finish out stage 2 and the second half of this race. But we appreciate your time up here in the booth, and we wish you good luck here the rest of the race.
Yeah, thank you.
Chris Otto, I know, restart P2, probably on the bottom side again. We've seen Will really like the top side here on these restarts, so do what he can do here in this 9 machine. We're running out your top 10 here, starting hopefully the last race start of stage 2 here. It's going to be Will Oster, Chris Otto, Wyatt Roberts back there at P3 alongside Justin Barkley, Jeff Weimer, Justin Johnson, Alyssa Sharp, Cody Meadows, Charles Roberson, Mark Gonzalez, your top 10 for the last, hopefully, 20-lap shootout here in stage 2. Another applause to Alyssa here. Up 14 spots, win a lap down in stage 1. Back up inside the top 10 here. Got the fresh tires, going to try to, I would say if I was her, right, maybe go with this 22 here. Try to work with the 22 to drive your way up through the field. Because outside of, Justin Barkley, her teammate, I mean, Justin is the only other guy that's up towards the front here with these fresher tires. If I'm her, work with the 22. Maybe if the 22 can work with the 20, get these guys up towards the front with these fresher Goodyear Eagles, maybe get some better stage points. Obviously, Alyssa not racing for a championship outside of the chase bubble here, but still a good finish would be really nice for her, I presume, right? So, going back green, Will Austin, Chris Otto, back green here. 20 laps to go here in stage 2. So Chris Otto there on the bottom. He's going to get there. Side by side for the race lead. Chris Otto will clear. Comes Justin Barkley on the bottom. He's going to try to work away around this 3. Remember, this 20 has fresher tires. Everybody up in front of him. Justin Johnson. Going to try to work with that 20 to get up through the field. I will say this, Thomas Flynn, he's back at P20. He did take tires here. You see him well off the pace here. Still got some damage to that machine. So if I'm him, we've only got, what, 18 to go here. Save those tires, right? And stay out potentially. Maybe take fuel only. Maybe flip the track position or do something. I don't actually know. I don't think he would do that. I think he probably would prioritize probably fixing the damage here. Let's caution out one more time. Mike Iskadar around here on the back stretch. See what happened to Mike here in the one machine, running up towards the front earlier this race. Oh man, that's just, I don't know who to call that on. It just looked like Mike just kind of wandered down the track just a little bit. Unfortunately, the 77 of Isaac Wilson was right there. Almost gets tagged by 3 or 4 cars there. Good for them to keep it off the one machine. But yeah, it's like 2 cars coming together there off exit. And unfortunately, the one's going to go around here on the backstretch. Caution will wave one more time here in stage 2. Chris Otto, he got the lead away from the 3. I mean, so look at the start the race here. You see the 42 right here of Parker Strainer. I think he is on the lead lap. I just think I made him sit behind the pace car, it looks like. Or maybe this 42 is the lucky dog, baby. We'll see here. They cross the stripe. If he passes around, I would presume he might be the lucky dog. I'm going to make an assumption, yeah, that he got the lucky dog here in that 42 machine. So, good way to get yourself back in the game here. Got some drivers down pit road. Thomas Flynn coming down pit road. Probably going to try to get some more damage fixed. Jeff Weimer. Got Trusty coming out of his box. Dean Thorne also coming out of pit road there in that 34 machine. Matt Metler down pit road. He got caught up in, I believe, 1 or 2 cautions this stage. Mike down pit road. He was the caution. So, and Parker coming down pit road, he just got the lucky dog. Might as well come down, at least top off on some Sunoco race fuel. Maybe take some tires. We'll see. Takes tires here. Yep, topping off on fuel. Might as well. You're going to start killing on the longest line anyway, so. We appreciate everybody for coming out and watching tonight's Cola 300. My apologies. Let's throw in the live chat. Who are you rooting for? Who do you think is going to get it done here from the virtual Charlotte Motor Speedway, right? We've had a lot of comers. We've had a lot of goers. And, you know, we've seen the 3 be pretty dominant, but we've seen the 9 up here. We've seen the 22 up here before. Look at that. Alyssa Sharp up here in the top 4 after everything's said and done. You might be a sleeper pick here. So it'll be 2 cars with older tires. Trying to hold on to the rest of the field. Trying to hold back the rest of the field here. First and second and last pitted on lap 48. Everybody else at the very least pitted on lap 61 further back. Wyatt Roberts, the only driver that isn't in the front two with older tires, as he's also hasn't come down pit road since lap 48. Towards the end of stage 1. Again, ready to go back green. Chris Otto chooses the bottom side here on this restart. Well, this time it'll be Otto leading us back to green here. Back to the restart zone. Back green. Will Austin spins the tires and around he'll go. Perfect copy and paste of what happened to Cody Meadows, and unfortunately looks like Meadows might have got caught up in this. Will Austin spins the tires. There goes Cody Meadows, the 19, the 77, the 41, the 17 up on 2 tires, the 19 it looks like I see off my screen here involved. Man, a bunch of cars collected in this one. Freaking right on board with the 17 of Don Blazier. Up on 2 he goes. He'll spin through the infield. Right on board with Bob. Further up. Nowhere to go. Oh man. He gets Cody Meadows as well. Caution will win one more time. Will Austin, obviously, go up pretty badly here. He'll probably have to use that fast repair. What a shame. He's been borderline dominant this race, and one little mistake there. Now he's definitely gonna have to take that fast repair right here. No way. Leaf. Yeah, he does take that fast repair. Cody Meadows coming down pit road here. He'll probably have to take that fast repair as well. As he takes that fast repair as well. The further up towards the front here, it kind of shakes up a lot of things here with Will Austin taking out a big chunk of the top 10 there. So, going to be Chris Otto now. Justin Johnson on those fresher Goodyear tires. Up to the P2 position. Wyatt Roberts back there at P3. That Penske line forward. Melissa Sharp still hangs on the P4 here. Lights off on the pace car. We should be going green this time by. There's some Cody Meadows fans in the chat. Love to see it. We approach the halfway point in tonight's race. If I'm Justin, I'm loving what I'm seeing right now. He could potentially go for the stage win here, and his rival in the points right now, Thomas Flynn, coming out of pit road now, P20. So I mean, as long as Justin just keeps his spot, he's going to be in a good spot versus Flynn, who's going to have to at least make up at least 10 spots here in this little 10-lap shootout just to even get stage points. Pace car will take another hard left turn down the pit road. It's going to be Chris Otto, Justin Johnson. See if this top line can get going here on the restart. There's Alyssa super loose on the start. I wonder if Mark has a penalty here. No penalty for Mark there. That would have been bad. Back to the line. Be Chris Otto. 9 laps to go. You see the two Penske Fords bounded out. P2. Rodney on those old... Wyatt, my apologies, on those older tires, holding on to P2, actually taking a battle to the 22 of Justin Johnson here. I'm Justin. I know those two in the same call. You're saying, like, please, please let me go. Like, I need as many points as I can. Fight for this championship. He's going to have a huge run down the backstretch. Not enough to clear the 21 yet. Justin should clear this time by. Justin's got to go. Wyatt now trying to hold off the 11. Charles Roberson in the back, side by side for P4. Here comes the other Penske machine. The 2 of Mark Gonzalez as he's rallied his way back up inside the top 5. And downshifting here. Wyatt, top of 3 here. Here comes Mark Gonzalez on the pressure tires. And around the 11 of Roberson. Now going to pounce on the 21 of Roberts here in the 21 machine. He's going to clear the 21 as well. So Team Penske 2, 3, 4 right now here. We approach 5 to go in stage 1. Stage 2, my apologies. Alyssa. Jeff Weimer bounded out there, back there for P6. A little bit of contact between the 54 and the 60 there, and going into 3 and 4. Alyssa will retake the spot back. Jeff with the fresher Goodyear tires, though. Wanted to take the spot away. Alyssa doing a good job playing defense there. Keep yourself in the fight. Further on up, Justin Johnson reeling in. Your race leader. Gonna be there on the corner entry here, side by side for the race lead. Justin needs to get clear if he can. He is. Crossover from the 9, though. Justin going to have to defend on the top. The issue is Mark Gonzalez has the fresher tires of all of these 3, and he's right there with 2 to go here in stage 2. Man, I think Justin needs the points more than Mark right now. I'm interested to see if Mark will race his teammate here, if he's just going to let him have the stage win. We get the white flag here in stage 2. Be a Penske battle for the stage win. Ooh, Chris Otto up at the outside wall. Mark just going to hold back the 9, I feel like. Out of 4. Justin Johnson going to get the stage win, and I don't know who got second place there. I think Gonzalez got it at the line. Give me close. I want to see who got this at the line here. See if we can get a different angle here. Super close battle for P2. Mark got it barely. That was the margin of error right there. Go back here. And Mark barely holds on there. Chris with a good run. But Justin Johnson gets stage win. Gets the win here for stage 2. As we have eclipsed the halfway point here, we're going to go ahead and take our first commercial break of tonight's broadcast, but don't worry, you won't miss a thing as we go HVTV side by side.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
To welcome you back here to the virtual Charlotte Motor Speedway. We just got done with stage 2 in the Cola 300 here for the iSNF Cup Series. A little bit of a shakeup here at the front of the field. Matt Medler staying out here after the completion of stage 2. Last came down pit road on lap 83, so he's got a good, what, 20 laps on these tires. But wants the track position here to start the second half of this race. So it's going to be interesting to see how this 16 Kaulig machine can hold on, but he'll lead us back to green here. So it will be a Chevy Ford front row. Mark Gonzalez, an insane pit stop there to get him set. Chris Otto actually loses quite a few spots here on the pit stop. There is Wyatt Roberts and Justin Johnson will jump him. But across the stripe here, Matt Medler back to green. Relatively pretty good start for the 16. Granted on older tires. He's going to keep the race lead down the backstretch, but got a full mirror full of Team Penske. I see Team Penske right there, 2, 3, 4. The 2, the 22, the 21. Cody Meadows back there in P9. Driving his way back through the field after having to take that fast repair. Matt Metler just trying to hold on. Here comes Mark Gonzalez underneath here for the race lead. That Molly, not a good corner. Here comes Justin Johnson for P2. I expected the 16 to just get really taken advantage of here. But he's been holding on pretty tough here. Went in the top. But oh man, 3 wide. Look at that. Really upset. The 21 there, Wyatt Roberts. I mean, that 16 has been blinking, you know, on and off since the restart. He blinked out as soon as he made that move, top of 3. When he came back in, you know, he was quite literally top of 3. And put, you know, the 9 of Otto and the 21 of Wyatt Roberts in a really bad spot there. They're going to lose a couple spots because of that. Charles Roberson underneath the 16 here for P3. They're looking top of 3 once again. They're looking 3 wide again. Here comes Will Austin. Caution. I hate to be the bearer of bad news for our live chat here, but like Cody Meadows might have got caught up in this one. Off the bumper of the 77. I think he's relatively fine, though. I think he's okay. The second time we've seen the 77 of Isaac Wilson get together with the car off a corner exit here. You just see him, he just kind of shoots it down the track here. Cody's closing the gap, closing the gap. Technically, there was a hole there, but a little cumbersome there. Right on board with Isaac here. Second time we've seen this. First was with Iskandar. I think Isaac gets the worst of this, unfortunately. Yeah, that car is completely destroyed. And unfortunately for Alyssa, too. She cannot catch a break. Luckily, I don't think that tore up her car too much. She's lucky that wasn't real life, because if that was real life, she would have had no toe link left on that car. I don't know if Alyssa's taken that fast repair yet. But obviously she's probably gonna come down and make sure she doesn't have any damage to be sure. Thomas Flynn down pit road again, more damage to the. That might be his. And if he hasn't used that fast repair, that might be his race, dude. That right front is broken. Yeah, gonna use it now. Going back up to Cody Meadows. I don't see a lot of damage to the 12 here, so. It looks relatively clean there for the 12 of Cody Meadows, so not too shabby. Early on up, Mark Gonzalez now. Penske 1-2 leads the field. Charles Roberson back to P3. Matt Medler holds on to do the fast forward for now. See how long he can hold on with those older tires. Chris Otto back there at P5. Will lost at P6. What a recovery. I mean, you know, he's on a mission to get to the front again. I mean, he's been the fastest car all night. So, obviously, you saw him make that mistake, self-spinning on the restart. And forcing himself to take the fast repair here. So, that's the one thing. Some of these guys had to use it, right? And now they have to be cautious the rest of the race here. We still have one more stage, right? One more opportunity to get points here. These guys don't have like the backup anymore to fall back onto. I wish SDK would tell us who has and who hasn't used their fasty, but fortunately, I don't have that info. At least with the way it's set up for me here in the booth. Once again, we'll see a Penske front row, because they've turned up the heat this second half of the season here. Unfortunately, they haven't been able to put together wins. I mean, they've been, you know, up inside the all four Penske cars have been inside the top 10. They just cannot get these race wins put together, you know. Hopefully, I'm not jinxing them tonight, but they're looking pretty quick. We've seen almost every driver outside of Cody Meadows lead some laps, I believe, or at least be up inside the top 3. Some portion of the race tonight, so pace car, another hard left down pit road. Gonna be Mark Gonzalez, Justin Johnson back to the point. A great jump by Mark. I figured he might have given a countdown to Justin, because Justin got caught sleeping there on the start. Charles Roberson looking around now. Here comes Chris Otto looking for P3. Oh, here comes the 11. Roberson looking at the top side of the 2. Mark shut the door though. Here he comes on the top side once again. And you have to have a really good sense of your car there to be able to clear yourself like that out of the corner there if you're Mark. Doing an incredible job holding on to this race lead for now. See if Charles can make another charge here at the number 2 machine. Matt Medler right now holding on back there, P9, now P10. And then that top side. Thomas Flynn back inside the top 10 for the first time. After using that fast repair. Got a fresh car. You can tell it's driving pretty well now for him. John Hopley up inside the top 10 for the first time. Good run for the 4. He's going to get passed by the 24. He's going to go to the top. John Hopley will go down to P8, but lean back further up. Will Austin, your top 5 all within a 10th. Now the top 6 within a 10th. Becomes Wyatt Roberts. And the 21. Justin Johnson, I don't know if there's something wrong with this car or what. He's starting to fall back. I don't know. I would assume he's maybe trying to save tires, save something. Because he is falling back and in a hurry here at the start of this stage 3. So Austin looking underneath the P5 position, or P4, my apologies. He gets it. Justin's got to hurry up because he's got the 24 catching, right? This is exactly what I was talking about earlier in the show, that you have to nickel and dime Thomas Flynn when it comes to points, because he's not going to let you take $1, right? He's going to find a way to get back up towards the front. He got some damage in stage 2 and gave up any shot at getting stage points. And luckily for Justin, he won the stage, right? But now you see Justin maybe giving up some of that speed now because he had to use it up at stage 2. Here comes the 24 back into the picture, right? Now within just under a second and a half. Trying to reel in the rest of the field here. Thomas Flynn underneath the 21. He'll easily make the pass there through 1 and 2. He'll set his sights on the 22 machine. Now Thomas does have a little bit fresher tires than the rest of these guys. But he came down and pitted this last caution. And obviously had to use that fast repair. So took the fresh Goodyear tires. And I wonder if maybe that's why he's a little bit quicker right now. He's been able to easily drive up to the back end of this pack. This lead pack here. I also wonder if some of this lead pack is saving their stuff a little bit more than what the 24 is at the time being. '22 is going to try to fight on the top there. He'll clear the 24, keep him behind. If I'm the 22 of Justin right now, I'd like to keep him behind you, but you can't. Don't push too hard, right? I would say try to almost cordially fight, right? If he gets there and he gets the move made, that's fine. But don't push your stuff trying to keep him behind you, and then put yourself in a bad spot later in the stage. See them still side by side for the P5 position. Two to the bottom, the 24 up the track there. Got to get a better run down the back straight. Nothing to make of it yet. Further up, Charles Roberson. A little bit of pressure on him from the 3 of Will Austin. Wasn't going up there completely that top side there, but we saw him. He almost got the 11's right rear there. Couldn't get there quite yet. Once again, another battle. Now here comes the 24 to the bottom of the 22. 22 will try to defend on that top side once again. Got to keep this 24 behind. gonna be super hard for Thomas to make this pass on the bottom. They're just so momentum that you can get off the top there. Such a great drive off exit. And Thomas just cannot make this pass work quite yet. We just approached it. We just passed halfway. Stage number 3. Pretty clean and green. Knock on wood. Lamar Gonzalez continues to lead. Grisado has not really been able to close in. Remember, we talked to him about it, how he thought his car felt. He said the car feels fine. His pedals are malfunctioning though in his sim rig, right? And he can't really use the brakes to slow the car down. So he kind of just has to drive it in there and let it coast. He said he thinks it's going to use up his tires a little bit more doing it like that. Right now, holding on to P2, but a battle for P3. Will Austin. Now looking at the bottom. The 11 of Charles Roberson. Then battling it's allowed to 22. Justin Johnson to make a fight here. He's going to get to the top of the 3 of Will Austin. Justin up top. Will on the bottom. I think that 22 will clear. Put him up inside the top 4. Now he's going to set his sights on the number 11 of Charles Roberson. Move to the bottom. Justin trying to drive it in there. Couldn't get clear. Had to back it way down. That's going to allow Will Austin to make it maybe top of 3 if he wants it. Just Charles makes the block there. Basically forces the 3 to push him through the front stretch there. That's going to be a little 3-car battle here for the P3 position. And these 3 cars are slowly catching the 9, right? Remember, Chris said he didn't think he'd be good at saving tires. And that's starting to show a little bit. It's now the 11, the 3, the 22. Starting to reel these guys in. 24 up the track there. Two looking underneath the 3 once again. He's going to wrap the top there. Try to build some momentum. Out of 2. Down the back straight. Justin can't complete the pass quite yet. Now he'll go on the top here in 3 and 4. Here comes the 3. Looking at the top of the 11. Here comes the 21 into the picture. By Roberts. Just caught this pack at 3. We approach 15 to go here in stage number 3. Mark Gonzalez. I just pulled away completely here. And I'll say this, right? The track has changed since the first part of the race. Like, Will Austin was dominant when there was light, when there was still sunlight. The track was probably a little bit warmer. There wasn't as much grip in the track as there is now. And now you see now that the track has changed, Will Austin just does not have the pace he used to have anymore. Still a top 4, top 5 guy. And now actually getting passed by the 22, back to P5. Solid trying to hold on to P2 right now, but almost 2 seconds back now. And the number 2, Mark Gonzalez. I'll say this, you know, Chris said that he was a little bit worried that the right front was going to be a little bit worse for eyes, but as the race goes on, the track is going to get more gripped up, and it's going to promote people for really burning up the right rear. So I mean the right front. As there's more grip in the car, in the track, and allow you to push that right rear a little bit harder, regardless if you're pushing or not. Dustin Johnson finally makes the pass down the 11. He gets up to the P3 position. Mark Gonzalez across the stripe. 10 to go here in stage number 3. Mark Gonzalez starting to pull away. Justin Johnson to move around the 9. Contact between the two here. Ian Penske has really come alive here late in this race. Cody Meadows obviously hasn't shown the same pace that teammates have this race. Man, still contact between these two. You can tell that Justin wants the spot bad. He knows that he's got to get away from that number 24 machine. He's got to continue to nickel and dime him in the points here. There's a big battle further on back here. Flynn, Roberson, Wyatt Roberts back here trying to get it out. Anyone on the bottom trying to get around the 24, but the 24 help from the 11. Look at the run off the exit. They've got the lap car in the middle there. The 34. That's Eugene Thorne on the 34. Going a lap down. Versado holding on right now. Justin back there in P3. Will Austin, P4. Roberson back here in P5. Comes a 24 underneath the 11. Thomas Flynn. Hometown hero here at Charlotte. See Thomas trying to really walk that 11 up the track there. Not careful. That's going to allow the 21 to make the fight happen again. Still side by side. Going into 3 and 4. We hit the 3 to go mark here in stage 3. Thomas will make the spot up here, so he's up inside the top 5. Across the stripe we go. 2 to go here. Mark Gonzalez, 2.5 second gap. Back to the P2 driver. So he blinks. Back into the session he goes. As Mark Gonzalez will take the white flag here in stage 3. Continuing to stretch that gap out more and more. 2.5 seconds, now 2.7 second gap. Back to P2. Roberson. Having to get ran down by Mike Iskandar. Iskandar might try to make the spot up here. Not going to make it happen. Mark Gonzalez going to win stage 3 here from Charlotte. What a rebound for the 2. Remember, was leading here at the start of the race. I don't know what happened, but made a mistake running back there in P24 during stage 1. Rebounded, now winning stage 3. Go ahead and see if we can talk to number 2 in the booth. Hey, Mark, is Christian up here in the HVTV booth? Got a copy?
Yeah, I got a copy.
Well, first of all, congrats on the stage 3 win, and what a day for you. Obviously, we're leading some laps here early in the race, and then fell back all the way outside the top 20, and have just had to do it the hard way. March yourself back up to the field here, and you get stage 3.
Yeah, at that first stage, I was leading the race, and I made a mental mistake and hit the outside wall off of 4, and it caused some damage. And so I was just trying to ride it out at that point. Oh, and then I think I went a lap down in that first stage. So through that mistake, I've had to come up throughout the day, and now I'm back in the top of the top.
You obviously did a good job fighting your way back up through the field here, but looking at the track change here, obviously you were leading when it was daytime. Now it's night. The lights are bright here from Charlotte. What's the track change been like for you and this 2 team?
It's been nice. Now that it's dark, you can really run pretty much all the lanes. You just have to really watch you getting loose off the end of the corner.
And obviously, coming into this last stage, going to be a 45 lap shootout. What's the plan here to get this 2 in the victory lane tonight?
Honestly, keep that clean air. If I fall back, they just try to save that tire to get past other people. And hopefully I can get the win here. It'll be really good for the points. I really wish I got some points on that first stage, because it really would have helped out.
No, I couldn't agree more myself, Mark. But once again, congratulations on, your win here in stage 3. We appreciate your time up here in the booth, and we wish you good luck for these last 45 laps.
All right, thank you so much.
Him back to his team Penske VC, and yeah, that 2's looking pretty strong. What did I say earlier in the race, right? Mark Gonzalez is built for these moments, right? He's someone who is always going to be there at the end. He's going to be someone that you cannot count out, regardless of what's given to him. To the 77 right now, Isaac Wilson, I think he's going to be a wave around car, I believe. So, no, he's going to actually come down pit road. making me look dumb. Isaac been caught up in a couple incidents his own himself, so gonna come down pit road there. We should get the one to go here. I want to take a look at Thomas Flynn here. An awesome pit stop for that 24 team. A 40.5 from entrance to exit there. He was almost a second quicker than some guys down pit road there. So a great stop by the 24 team. He's actually going to jump up a couple spots up inside the top 3. We'll be getting ready to go green here with what, 46 to go. I was 1 lap off. 46 lap dash to the finish here. You'll see a Ford Chevy front row. It's going to be Mark Gonzalez. Chris Otto back into the Echo Park Automotive restart zone. It's going to be Mark Gonzalez bringing us back to the point here to start your stage 4. Once again, another good jump by your race leader to get out ahead here. Wyatt Roberts back up to the P3 position. Looking top side around the 9. Wyatt gets the nose shut off there. We'll stay in P3 for now. Chris Otto trying to get back to the race lead. Mark Gonzalez trying to hold on. Joey Main's back up inside the top 10. He's had a quiet night. Back here when it matters. Looking at 19. Timothy Cook, we haven't talked about him all race long. We're making his 4th start tonight here for Charlotte. Cody Meadows. Close call there, but he's up inside the top 7. Look at him go. What a recovery for the 12 team. Gonna have 44 laps to try to get back up towards the front there, but it's got a handful with the 19 trying to get around him. Thomas Flynn up inside the top 6. Chris Otto taking a look underneath the 2 for the race lead. Mark talked about he needs to be aggressive to keep the clean air. The clean air is what's going to win you the race, he said. Falls on the top. Almost clear for Chris Otto right there. Fell right off the nose of the 2 there. So close to getting clear, not quite. They got a clear here out of 4. Gonzalez tried to do a crossover there, but we'll get to his outside here through 1 and 2. Once again. Otto will definitely clear this time. Mark have anything for him? No. The lap car there is going to kind of force him to sit behind the 9 as well. But Chris Otto back to the point here. 40 to go here in the Cola 300. Wyatt Roberts back there in P3. He's had a very, very quiet night for himself in that 21 machine, but no, he's in one of the Cokes and Hundreds. He ran the one on the Saturday one, I believe, the Sunday one. Meanwhile, we're in the same split. We tried to get in a VC we did get in a VC during the last 50 laps, and we were able to work with each other to get, I believe, 2nd and 5th in our respective races. So, no, 3rd and 5th. My apologies. We know Wyatt knows what to do here in these situations. And I believe the situation we had in our NIS was about a 40-odd shootout. So, Wyatt's in a good spot to potentially pounce, to potentially make something happen here later in the race. And keep that car up front. I'll say for this 21, we can save some tire here. Go down there and paint that line. Save a little bit of stuff there, and with maybe 15, 20 to go. Start the push. Try to get back up to your race leader. I think that's a good spot for this 21 team to be in. Do some battles further on back. 11 kind of kinked up by the lap car. And allowed the 22 to reel back in this 11 machine. And Thomas Flynn got the 22 in his sights. Wow, some aggressive blocking by the 77. I mean, technically the 77's kind of aligned with the Hendrick camp there. It really did the 22 pretty bad there, honestly, so. Justin is trying to navigate around the 77, Isaac Wilson. Isaac currently, I believe, 1 lap down here. He's multiple laps down. Looks like he's about 10 laps down here. Maybe. 19 laps down for the 77 machine. He further back up. Little 3-car breakaway. And it's Roberson and Flynn. Battle for P3. Battle for P4, my apologies. Flynn looking underneath the 11. A little bit of contact between the two. Going into 1 and 2. And we're going to hold tough on the top. See a pass for the P2 spot. Wyatt Roberts around the 9 machine. So the 21 takes its P2 position away. What I said, this is what Wyatt needs to do. He needs to save his stuff here. And when it's time, he needs to pounce, right? I think right there, getting around the 9 is a good idea right there. Oh, the 9 super up the track there, up into the outside wall. Now after this 21, you back it down maybe just a little bit more. Just wait. Where's the 2 machine? Mark Gonzalez might have blinked out. Where'd the 21 go now? Wyatt Roberts all the way back here to P9. What just happened? Look and see what happened here. So Wyatt Roberts also blinked out during this whole shebang, I believe. Now he blinked out as the race leader. I don't know, maybe he slowed down, or if iRacing kind of, unfortunately, screwed him over and plopped him back here in the P9. Regardless, that's terrible luck. Leading the race, and both of you race leaders blinks out here. Mark Gonzalez, I think, is permanently blinked out. The Chris Otto, Thomas Flynn, now you front two. So it went from a Penske 1-2 now to a Hendrick front 1-2. Man. Carlos Roberson will round out your top three. Justin Johnson back there in P4. So, car around, that's Chris Otto. Caution will wave, but he's going to get completely tattooed by the 4. Your race leader. Oh, man. What just happened? I was still in shock of what happened. Now Chris just loses it out of turn 4 here. I think Cody Meadows got a piece of him as well. See if we can go on board with the 12 machine here. Not with the 12, not. I did get a little piece. I think they fixed it, so Cody got caught a break there. So Thomas Flynn once again. I mean, what is happening here? Gets the lead on a silver platter after his teammate gets loose out of 4, and then the 2 leaders who were ahead blink out and lose the race lead. With 25 to go, we're going to take one last commercial break here, but once again, we'll be doing some more HVTV side-by-side, so you won't, once again, miss a thing here on track.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
To welcome you back live to the virtual Charlotte Motor Speedway. I have a little bit of tire strategy at play here. By the looks at the pit stop times, the 24 and the 21 took 2 tires here with 24 to go. I am unsure about that strategy. I mean, maybe with 15 to go, I could see it working out, but 24, going to be interesting to see if this 24, this 21 can hold on. While everybody else behind him with 4 fresh Goodyear tires. I'm an admin, honestly. I'm going to let Mark Gonzalez get his laps back. I mean, he just blinked out of the lead. I feel like he should at least deserve to get back on the lead lap. Obviously, he'll have to start from the tail end, but Mark's several laps down now from that. But regardless, we're going to go back racing. It's going to be a 23-lap shootout to the finish here. Thomas Flynn back to the green flag. Wyatt Roberts, not the best jump there. He's going to have to go side by side for P3. We talked about, you know what, Hendrick Motorsports 1-2 is, oh, the 22 round in the back. We'll stay green. Caution now away. What happened to Justin here in the 22? In contact with the 54. Trying to let Alyssa, trying to not run over Alyssa there. And then he gets ran over, you know, trying to be safe there. And that's probably the worst way to get wrecked. Obviously, I don't think the 19 of Timothy expected that to happen. You already see a little bit of front end damage to the 22 there. I don't know where he got that from, but you see him lifting, trying to not make contact. 19 just kind of dumps him there. Luckily for him, I don't think he really makes contact. He might have barely kissed the wall with that right front, but no more damage to the 22 for now. Oh, wait. I thought I saw the yellow flag. Well, yeah, that's a broad moment right there. So Thomas Flynn continues to lead here. Wyatt Roberts keeps the P2 spot. He gets it back here. And he raced down that number 24 machine. Charles Robertson back up to P3 and a battle for P4. Joey Maines. Will Austin. Oh, aero grip to 48. Here comes Alyssa. Here comes Cody Meadows. Cody with a big block on the 54 there. Puts himself back up in the P6. Really good recovery for the 12. Get himself back up inside a top 5 finishing position. Fortunately, the guy who he's stationed down in the points, leading the race, Thomas Flynn. Up in the outside wall, though. Can't continue to do that for much longer. Cody Meadows is in this stop side here late in the race. He's got a huge run on the 3 and the 11. The 11 puts him in an outside wall. Funny, Schulte. I like that. Cody Meadows back to P6 here. You're gonna have to rewind this toy car basically, and try to get this momentum back up. Oh wow, someone really loose in the back there. That's the 9 of Otto again. You see him? Oh my, jumping over the what would be the infield road course there. What a save! He's gonna keep a top 10 spot after that. I wonder if he got a slowdown from that. Grinding up here towards the front. Will Austin gonna take the left turn, the hard left turn underneath the 11. Gotta race it out here for P3. Will Austin gonna try to make the pass work, but here comes the 11. A little bit of a run off the corner. Still gonna be side by side down here in the 3 and 4. Will Austin gonna clear the 11. This is the first car on 4 tires. The 24 and the 21 took 2 that last restart. In this 3, track down the second place driver and the leader here with 12 to go. And Thomas is still the fastest car on the track here. I'm interested to see what Will can run here with the cleaner air. Yeah, 30.1. The guy is in front, 30.3, 30.29. So well over at least a 10th quicker that lap. And he is within striking distance here. I think he needs a little bit more. He's going to need a little bit more pace to get to the leader here. Once we get to the white. Obviously, Wyatt Roberts wants to keep this P2 spot. But I don't know if there's going to be enough time for Will Austin if the pace in this car continues, right? I don't know if there's going to be enough time for this 3 to get back to your race leader. Cody Meadows. Billy Maines battling out for P5. To the battle for P2 up the road there. Will Austin getting into the inside. The number 21 machine. We'll see them side by side through 3 and 4. See the 21 pinching that 3 down. He wants the spot. And this might hold up the 3 just enough for Thomas here to do the pulled away. He's got to drive it down here in the 3 and 4 if he wants a chance. Drive it down in here, a little bit of a slide job. There you go, drive it down in there, clear the 21. You got 8 laps, you got, a little over a second. Go see if you can run him back down. Lane Riggs style, right? We saw this literally this last night here. Lane Riggs in the Truck Series at Nashville Super Speedway. The 7 was almost 5 seconds behind with 7 to go. And ran down and passed Raja Karuth on the last lap. You might see something similar to this now. 9 now down underneath the second here with 7 to go. Now last lap. 32.4. A 30.4 to a 30.1. He's got plenty of time with that kind of speed here to get back to Thomas here. Within probably 3 to go. You see it ticking down like a stopwatch. Down to 5/10 here. You just get down to the bottom so much better than the 24 can right now. Thomas Flynn tries to run away here. Time starting to equalize here with 4 to go. Time is running out for the 3. I don't think you can run the top if you're the 3 car. You have to go down there, drive it down there on the bottom. I think it's sick. I think you're giving up too much time on entry. He didn't gain that lap. The 24 is not running the bottom. He can't use it. Five tenths. He's been kind of stuck around this 5/10 mark here. That dirty air starting to affect the 3, I think, a little bit. Thomas Flynn, a 2-tire gamble. Will it pay off with 2 laps to go here from Charlotte? We're starting to fade here a little bit. He did not gain. He actually lost a little bit of time that last lap. A 4.6 to a 5.5. Coming on a turn 4 to take the white flag, Thomas Flynn. 0.6 of a second back is the 3 of Will Austin. Does he have anything left in his bag of tricks to get back to the 24 of Thomas Flynn? Up to the high side goes the 3. Gonna try to build the momentum here, going down the backstretch for the final time. Down to a 6.5, 6.2, 6.1. But through the final corners here, Thomas Flynn is going to hang on here, and he's going to win the Coca-Cola 600 here for the iSNF Cup Series and continue to push out this lead here in the point standings. Thomas Flynn takes it from Charlotte. What a try by the 3 of Will Austin to try to get back in time. Just not enough time, and the dirty air just kind of made it really hard for Will to get back to him. What a race for Will. I believe he probably led the most laps this race. Had a top 2 car, and he finished second, right? Just didn't have enough time to get back to the 24 there. I felt like if he had more time, he probably would have saved his tires a little bit. Maybe he tried to push a little bit harder, because you see now that at the end there, he was pushing for everything he had. Maybe use this. And I think that at the end of the day, it made those tires equalize. The Isaiah Wilson. Isaac Wilson. Isaac Wilson giving him a congratulatory bump. And for me, the 24 burning down here on the front stretch tonight here from Charlotte. What a win for Thomas Flynn. What a win for the 24, right? Hometown track for Thomas here. I bet you this one means a lot here. See if we can talk to the 24 of Thomas Flynn up here in HV3 booth. We were actually waiting on people to join here. And we'll go through running order while we wait on people to get up here. Waiting on their interview, but it'll be Thomas Flynn, Will Austin, Wyatt Roberts will be your top 3 we talked to tonight here and for our post-race show. It'll be Charles Roberson. Joey Mays with the top 5 finish. Good for him. Chris Otto rebounds to a top 6 after doing a off-road excursion there in the grass there on that last stage. Cody Meadows, P7. Terrence Preston, P8. Timothy Cook, P9, rounding out the top 10. Mike Iskandar in that one machine. We wait on people. I guess we can take one more commercial break here, and then we'll start your post-race show. So we'll be right back on the other side of this ad break here. But don't change the channel yet. We'll be right back to talk to our top 3 fishers and wrap up tonight's broadcast here from Charlotte. So welcome you live for the virtual Charlotte Motor Speedway. We get ready to talk to Thomas Flynn up here. Victory Lane. Thomas Flynn is Christian up here in HPT booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, what's up, Christian?
Well, first of all, congratulations on another win here. No, actually, your first win, isn't it? Not only your first win, but your first win at your home track. So congratulations on that. What's the feeling after, winning one of these Crown Jewel races?
Man, it's pretty good. It was a crazy race. It was battling damage and getting stuck in the back for a while, so took a lot to get back up here, but I want to thank my teammates. I think Joey helped me on that restart really well, and just happy to be in victory lane. So
Yeah, obviously coming into the point, coming into Charlotte, you leading the points at a pretty sizable margin. I felt like the 22 of Justin got you on the stages tonight, as you were talking about battling the stages, but you get the exclamation point here at the end, getting your first win of the season here at Charlotte.
yeah, those bonus points will help me a little bit, but like I said, didn't get some of the other stage points compared to some other guys, but at the end of the day, it just matters who finishes first. I'm glad to be up here. But yeah.
Obviously, really, really cool to see you win here. I mean, and then we have some people in the chat, shooting you on here, a long time coming, and I definitely agree here. It's you've been so close so many times, and unfortunately, there's been some incidents where you've had it and gotten it taken away, or it due to like some weird cautions, but finally coming home victorious here at your home track, got to be pretty special.
Yeah, I was just holding on, hoping it was going to stay green. I've had that happen a couple times before. But yeah, it was pretty a little stressful. I know Will was catching me a little bit back there for a while, but just overall good weekend. Happy we were able to get the win here.
I definitely agree, and I'm happy for you, happy for the whole 24 team. But, going into the next 4 weeks, we only have 4 more weeks in the schedule. Michigan, Pocono, Nashville, and Chicagoland. What's kind of the mindset? Is there another track you have circled to potentially, get another win out here before we end season 11 here?
No, just kind of taking it one at a time. Hopefully this is momentum I need. Just kind of get up here and win one. Know that I can do it. So hopefully we can string a couple together before the season ends and win the championship. So
I definitely think you have a good opportunity to get your first championship here in the iSNF Cup Series. But first of all, congratulations. Your first win of the season. You maintain the points lead here coming out of Charlotte. Before we let you go, Thomas, any more people you want to shout out, thank, or appreciate for tonight's win here from Charlotte?
Yeah, thank you for putting this on. I want to thank my teammates for giving me help there towards the end. Isaac, Joey, Chris, and all those guys, man. It's fun racing with them. So, but that's all I got.
I appreciate the kind words up here in the booth, and we'll drag you back down to celebrate with your teammates and everything else, and get ready for Michigan next week.
Appreciate it.
Thomas Flynn will come home P1 victorious, his first win of the season. You know, it's hard to think that this is his first win. I think he's had by far the most podiums this season in the series, and it's just weird to think about that. This is his first win of the season here. But let's go ahead and talk to your second place finisher, Will Austin. Not enough time to get him back into victory lane, but let's go ahead and talk to number 3. Hey, Will, it's Christian up here in the HPTV booth. You got me?
I do.
Well, I mean, what a great piece you had tonight here in this 3 machine, but obviously you took 2, you took 4, the 24 took 2, and also the guy who finished P3 took 2. It just looked like just not enough time to get back to the 24, but walk us through your race, walk us through, that last stage in your eyes.
Yeah, I mean, starting off, we knew we had a fast car. Got out to an early lead, won stage 1. Got damaged there early on in the race. So I think middle of stage 2. And then once we got down into the dirty air, I fell apart there for a while. Stage 3, I really didn't think anyone was going to take 2 tires, but a couple people did. But yeah, just battling with the 11, like, took me the longest time to get around them, burnt my stuff up, just not enough time to get back up to the front.
You obviously had a fast piece with you and the whole 3 team, but walk us through, obviously the emotions that come with a race like this, like one of the crown jewel races. Obviously, you knew you had a fast car, you dominated stage 1, got the damage, and you just have to keep your head down to get back up towards the front here.
Yeah, that's pretty much what you gotta do. Just put your head down and keep grinding towards the front and try to stay out of everybody else's messes along the way.
It's definitely interesting to see, especially stage 2, all those cautions that came out. And really, for the most of the rest of the race, it felt pretty good. It just kind of felt like stage 2 was kind of that oddball stage for tonight.
Yeah, and I made the mistake of trying to start in first gear, just try to get a little bit of extra momentum off the line, but with the war tires, since I think we already did like 40 laps at the time, or 30, or however many it was, it just wasn't the gear to be in.
You're lucky I feel like a lot of the field tonight we had that fast repair, which allowed you to get a fresh car, drive back through the field, and get a P2 finish. So not too shabby after the day you could have had. I'm coming back home with another podium here. But looking into the future here, Michigan, Pocono, Nashville, and Chicagoland. Any tracks you have circled outside of this one to potentially go back and get another win this season?
Yeah, I think Nashville. I mean, we're there right now online or on iRacing. Been doing quite a few laps around there, so I'm excited for there.
We look forward to seeing what you can do the rest of the season here. But once again, Will, another congratulations on another podium here. Feels like I'm talking to you every other week, but before we let you go, anybody want to thank, appreciate, or shout out here from Charlotte?
Yeah, just my team as a whole. Mainly Gabe, my teammate, helped me practice throughout the week, and yeah, that's about it.
Well, we appreciate your time up here in the booth, and another congratulations on another good finish here from Charlotte, and we look forward to seeing what you can do the rest of the season.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, Austin will come home P3, and we'll talk to your last podium driver, Mr. Wyatt Roberts, the number 21 machine. Hey, Wyatt, it's Christian up here in the HVTV booth. You got a copy?
Yes, I do.
Well, P3 for you and the 21 team. Obviously, took the strategy here to take 2 tires here at the end of the race, you and Thomas, and you were able to hold on to a P3 finish there. Obviously, Will was a man on a mission there at the end there, but still a good finish for you. It looked like you were up inside the top 5 throughout the whole race there. Come home with the P3 finish. Walk us through your night.
Yeah, it was just like trying to manage the dirty air and manage the traffic, manage the tires. Didn't have green flag stops, so you kind of knew every time you were going to get about 50 laps. Stage 1 and 3 went relatively green. Stage 2 was a lot of cautions, but made it through okay. Stage 4, we were running good. Unfortunately, I got like a lag spike glitch and I dropped a few spots, but we got the caution. Gambled on taking 2 because I wanted them spots back. Took the restart in second and was trying to keep up with Thomas. He had a fast car in that clean air. And I let Will by. I figured I didn't want to go fall all the way back to the 11, but um, still, I mean, we had a fast 21 machine, so I'm happy to bring it home in third.
You definitely did have a fast car tonight here in, looking into the future here, Michigan, Pocono, Nashville, Chicagoland. Is there any one track you have circled on your list here to maybe get your first win here in the iSNF Cup Series?
Could really be anyone's game, but I mean, Michigan's always cool. I think maybe Chicagoland might be my best chances. It's another 1.5, but it's a little wider and a little bit more tire wear, so it'll be interesting. Haven't seen a next gen Cup car on that track before.
Yeah, Chicagoland's always fun here in the next gens, but regardless, looking at tonight, a good finish for you. Obviously, a podium position here for you and this whole Wood Brothers team. So, congratulations on that. Another good run here for you. Before we let you go, Wyatt, anybody you want to thank? Appreciate shout out for tonight's good run tonight from Charlotte.
Uh, as always, I shout out my dad who watches all my broadcast races. Also, the Penske teams here in ISNF. We were running a great race, kind of fell apart a little bit at the end for some, but I know that the 2 machine of Mark, he was so fast, but just he had an internet issue. Justin's fast, but final run just wasn't forgiving, and the 12 just kept getting unlucky. And also shout out to Rhea for letting me drive the 21 car for a while. So shout out to those. Shout out to you for the broadcast. So.
We definitely appreciate the kind words up here in the booth. And once again, another congratulations on a good run here from Charlotte. We look forward to see what you can do with these last 4 races of the season.
Thank you.
Wyatt Roberts will come home P3, and like I said, a good run for Wyatt. Obviously, we knew he had one coming up here, and getting a podium, good start. Obviously, you look at the stats here: 4 top 5s, 4 top 10s. So, and with only 5 starts, so he's only had 1 bad race, and every other race we've had up here, up inside the top 5. So, good start of his iSNF career here. Obviously, landing in a good spot there in the 21 ride, filling in for Rio. So, congratulations to Wyatt on another good run, but we'll go ahead and take a look at your unofficial race results here from Charlotte here. We get everything set up and ready to go. Here we go. Take a look at your unofficial race results after week 18 here for the Cola 300. Thomas Flynn, Will Austin, Wyatt Roberts comes home your podium finishers. Charles Roberson rounds out your fast 4, and Joey Mange, your top 5. Chris Otto holds on to a P6, as well as Cody Meadows, a pretty solid run for the 12 team. Terrence Preston come home P8, really good run for that 88 team. Timothy Cook in his 4th start comes home with the top 10. Mike Iskandar, really good finish for him back there in P10. Alyssa Sharp, really good rebound for her, obviously was a lap down. Stage 1 comes home P11. Matt Medler, P12. Larry Fairman, Shane Johnson, Justin L. Johnson rounds out the top 15. You'll see back there Eugene Thorne, Scott Trusty, Mark Gonzalez. He probably should have won this race, honestly. Mark should have. Unfortunately, the internet bug got him later in this race. But you see back here Isaac Wilson, John Hopley, Parker Stridrant, Tom Blazier, Jeff Weimer, Bob Wyckoff, Justin Barkley, Chris Schatzman, Gabe Ledger, Rodney Roberts, Joey Berge, Brian Treadwell out early tonight here from Charlotte. I think that'll about do it. Obviously, different race that we expected. Obviously, we were supposed to run the whole 600 miles here tonight here from the virtual Charlotte Motor Speedway. But with, excuse me, but with scheduling conflicts with some of the drivers, Maria and the whole admin team decided to cut it down to 300 miles versus the 6. So we only ran 200 laps here, but still a really good race. Obviously, stage 2 was kind of a caution fest, but at the end of the day, we came home. We put on a good finish and a really good run towards the end there as well. Austin tried to run down your eventual race winner, Thomas Flynn there. And obviously, Thomas winning his first race here in the Cup Series. He's had one coming for a long time, and really cool to see him win it here at his home track. So another congratulations to that whole 24 team on their first win of the season here in season 11 as they extend their points gap to the rest of the field. So going to be interesting to see how these next 4 races come out as we go to Michigan for the Irish Hills 200. They're at the virtual Michigan International Speedway. It's going to be really cool to see what can happen there. But once again, my name is Christian Delgado, your lead producer and commentator. We appreciate everybody for coming out, whether it was over on the High Velocity TV YouTube page or over at twitch.tv/ChristianBoss13. If you have any questions about, HVTV or whatever, we do have the Discord link down in the description down below here on the YouTube side. So feel free to join the Discord server, DM me, DM any of the admins about any questions when it comes to the network, and we'll try to give you the best, answer, try to get you up to date as much as we can. And once again, a huge shout out to all the admins here at iSNF, Rhea Ferris, Chris Otto, Thomas Flynn, Charles Roberson, Steven Sear, for everybody who makes this league on in the background. Makes my job a lot easier here up in the HVTV booth. To do a good job entertaining you guys up here in the grandstand. So, once again, another congratulations to Thomas Flynn on his first win of the season. And we'll see you guys on the network this Monday for the UIS Sending Motors Truck Series as they start their Week 4 campaign there. And can't wait to see what happens there with the Truck Series. But once again, my name is Christian Delgado, your lead producer and commentary. And can't wait to see you guys back here for some more iSNF content. Once again, you've been watching an High Velocity TV production, the iSNF Cup Series. Hope everybody has a great rest of their Saturday. See you guys soon.